hearing all of your backgrounds, one is from Ateneo, one is from CSP. How was Pugfish formed in the first place? How did you guys even meet, and how did your cross path? How did your paths cross with?
Actually, we formed in the 7th grade. So me and the other band members met and formed a band called Nor Seasonings. It was a very corny name, and we were very corny back then. We'd always play these like punk rock songs for Christmas parties or mga school events lang. And then we ended up expanding and meeting, Heini and Jib along the way. And they ended up being like the core members talaga of Pugfish, so that became a funny thing as well. And we just kept playing music in school at least, and then ended up going further with gigs in like Route 196 or other schools' variety shows. So that's how it started, and we're still staying strong together.
How did all of you get into music in the first place?
Yeah, so I guess I could start. So music has always like been a big part of my life. I guess just for context, a lot of my relatives from my mother's side can either play an instrument or sing. And my parents, both of them were also really into different genres, like from pop all the way to metal. So I think it was mainly because of the people around me growing up, and their enthusiasm for music definitely influenced me to take it seriously. Yeah.
Well, I think my upbringing naman was a bit different because I do acknowledge the mga contribution ng mga parents, and I was so young, and I remember really getting into music during the 3rd grade, I think, with music class with the math songs in music class. So I got invited actually to join the children's choir that same year, but I ended up becoming a mathlete instead. So I guess brains over music, joke lang. I guess it's really funny because those mass songs really my origin story, and I feel like whenever we'd sing during the masses, and even if I wasn't part of the choir, I would still try to harmonize, and people would be like, "What are you doing? It sounds so different." So, ayun, that's me.
For me naman, I guess I was like around 10 years old, like super young. And then my parents like heard me like singing to this like the old Pokemon theme song, like the Catch 'em All, stuff like that. And then they sort of was shocked that I was singing along with it. And then that's when they like started like enrolling me to, I don't know what came first, but then I know they enrolled me in like YMCA, like for like singing. Yeah, and Center for Pop when I was a kid. But then after those things, I think that's where I started, but I feel like I stopped thinking about music for a while. And then that was around when I was like around 7th grade. I was new to Xavier School, or like where I met everyone in Pugfish. And I don't know, I just found them like super vibey. Like they became one of my first friends, and then I don't know, I just got into music with them.
What is your why for creating music? Because I'm sure everyone has a purpose in all of this.
Yeah, so I guess as cliche as it sounds, I always found music to be like a really powerful medium. I think technically music kind of changes your perception of time, like no matter how short that moment is. And with that portion of time you're sort of manipulating, you can kind of deliver any message or convey any feeling that you want. And for me personally, I write not just because it's fun, but because I know there's like an audience out there. And I guess this is a message to all the musicians out there. I guess no matter how small your following is, there is always an audience that will appreciate what you create. Maybe not everyone likes it, but there's someone out there that appreciates it. And that keeps me going. There's this feedback loop, I think, that wherein you release a song, somebody finds it, and sometimes it really speaks to them. And even if that's just 2 people in like the whole entire world, I'll take it. I think it's like really like a beautiful thing. So